All right. Hello, everyone, and now welcome to a game. This game will be between FoCuS and Colorful, taking place here on Tidehunters version 1.2. Colorful spawning as that blue night elf on the bottom right-hand side of the map. Meanwhile, FoCuS, well, on the other side of the map, the only other spawning location, spawning as the yellow orc. Orc versus night elf 1v1 matchup should be great as we get things underway. Now, always like to see some of the early games here, and after casting so many all the random games, I'm starting to appreciate a bit of the Sim City more, or well, not appreciate, just refinding that refinding that appreciation of the Sim City, right? Being able to build the necessary buildings in the right positions, being able to predict and plan what heroes you're going to get, and then actually approaching with the strategy. Right now, well, based on what we're looking at, it looks like Altar of Storms and a Barracks. No War Mill as of yet, so it could still be Blade Master or Farseer, depending on what the strategy is going to be. FoCuS opting to go for that Blade Master, that strong melee hero. Meanwhile, Demon Hunter off on the other side as well by Colorful, so not going for a Keeper of the Grove. Instead, perhaps going to be toying with Immolation. Immolation has been tweaked around just a bit, and with that tweaked Immolation, the Demon Hunter has been able to get in a lot more damage when it's surrounded by at least 3 units. The mana actually starts to make sense there, as it's dealing significant damage across multiple targets, and well, anything that you can do to buy speed in this real-time strategy game, or buy time, is an ultimate win. So that's what they're really trying to do. They're trying to buy time in order to get ahead. If you think about it another way, everything in the game ultimately costs time. If it costs gold, it takes time to mine it. If it costs lumber, it takes time to mine it. If it takes tech, training a unit, everything just takes time. So if you're able to be slightly faster, well, that gives you an advantage, and then you try to build on that advantage a little bit later. Are we going to see Immolation? Yes, we are. There's going to be that surround there. So an interesting call right there. Doing a little bit of a round here. Immolation going to take down one of the easier units first instead of the higher hit point unit. That actually surprises me a little bit. The Immolation could have perhaps finished the Murloc, the level 1 Murloc, without getting attacked, but then again, these players have most likely tried and experimented to see what way is best. Blade Master does pick up a Wand of Mana Stealing, not perhaps the item he was looking for, perhaps an Invul Potion, Potion of Greater Mana, or Potion of Greater Healing, as a Wisp getting cleaned up in the center portion of the map. Demon Hunter, well, there's a couple of snare casters there, and somehow, because that Wisp was taken down, well, FoCuS, Colorful knew that FoCuS was inbound with that Blade Master and said, you know what, I want no part in it. Demon Hunter does have Claws of Attack +5, and now going to venture forth, perhaps clear out some of these creep camps as well, picking up Boots of Speed, no, Dust of Appearance, for when that Blade Master does, well, try and make an appearance. Now, Blade Master is nearby here. Demon Hunter continuing to just wander around. Demon Hunter does also have Boots of Speed now, and is going to be able to traverse across the map quickly. Behind this, both sides have teched to tier 2 relatively fast. Their armies are fairly small. There's a Dust of Appearance. In comes the Demon, or the Blade Master now. Blade Master, however, not going to be able to do much, as that Grunt turns into a bit of a pincushion, taking quite a few rounds of damage, but well, we all know that damage on a orc unit early on doesn't really stick. That high hit point capacity coupled with healing salves mean, well, those grunts will be able to live and fight another day. There's another mana burn once more. Blade Master down to 0 mana now, as the Demon Hunter, well, considers his options. What is he going to go for? Picks up a Circlet of Nobility and may try and get some Moonwell juice before venturing forward. Alright, there's a couple of archers nearby here. Oh, that Grunt apparently not getting the memo that it needed to go to a spa, relax, and not get shot with an arrow, no longer being healed. Now, Clarity Potion also being used as well. Archers shooting the broadside of a Voodoo Lounge being built in the middle portion of the map. Blade Master is going to come back around here. Meanwhile, Demon Hunter sitting at level 2. Is he going to try to go? No, not going to go after that. Still just wandering around here. So we're seeing a little bit of a weird game right now. The Blade Master, does it have Dust of Appearance? Yes, going to be able to finish off one Archer. That's going to be an easy kill. Meanwhile, we can see that we are going into a Bestiary and a Tauren Totem with War Mill and the Shadow Hunter as that follow-up hero. Colorful, however, already at Tree of Ages, going for dual Ancients of Lore as the Demon Hunter just trying to clear out perhaps some of the easy creep camps on the far side of the map. By doing this, by clearing out the easy creep camps on the far side, that could further delay the leveling experience for that Shadow Hunter who's just now popping on out. Alright, Demon Hunter heads off to the north here, going after that Forest Troll Berserker. What is going to happen here? What item is going to be dropped? And, well, what item is going to end up getting left behind here? Demon Hunter picks up a Claws of Attack. Oh, there's a quick Hex right there. Who's going to get the last bit of damage? And I believe the Shadow Hunter is actually going to get that. Claws of Attack picked up by the Shadow Hunter. And that Shadow Hunter most likely going to give the Claws of Attack to the Blade Master here in just a moment. There's a mana burn. And now this Shadow Hunter trying to retreat all the way back will be able to do exactly that. Blade Master exchanging blows. There's level 3 now on that Blade Master here. Perhaps going to try and Windwalk and Healing Salve. Demon Hunter sitting at level 2, just shy of level 3 as well, as the Ancient of War tanking quite a bit of damage here. Needs to be extremely careful. This Null Overseer down to 101 hit points almost took down that Ancient of War. Level 3 now on that Demon Hunter as we're looking at a couple of easy kills here. Blade Master may try to get the last hit, does get the last hit there. There's a mana burn. Once again, there's an entangle, and well, nicely done using that Wand of Mana Stealing to get just enough mana in order to use in order to deny a mana burn, I believe, and on top of that, have enough mana for a Windwalk in order to hide. Alright, nicely done, nicely played. 35 supply compared to 36. We are at only Tree of Ages, not taking the Tree of Eternity. Stronghold is only, well, Orc only at Stronghold and not taking the Fortress. We are getting up Tauren Totem with the Spirit Walker Adept training. They will be able to disenchant on top of using that Spirit Link as we're looking at a quick Hex onto the Demon Hunter again. Alright, there goes an Entangle onto a Raider. Raider taking a little bit of damage here. Disenchant most likely going to be coming online. There is another mana burn again as the Dryads, well, are going to try and poke down these Raiders. The Raiders, however, with medium armor while dealing siege, should have no problems counteracting these Dryads here. Not getting Nature's Blessing. That Ancient of War is, well, doing the slow trek to the middle portion of the map. Alright, Keeper of the Grove. There's level 3 or level 2 onto that Shadow Hunter. Gonna clear out some more of those creep camps again. Keeper of the Grove perhaps gonna try and go after those gnolls. No, not gonna be going after them. And Colorful just seems to be in a rather strange spot. He doesn't quite know how to approach here. The Demon Hunter is very high on armor between the Ring of Protections and that Slippers of Agility. Ancient of War now in that frontline spot here. We do see level 2 mana burn, and in comes the Keeper of the Grove from behind. Perhaps we're going to see, well, curious to see as what that level 2 ability is going to be. The Blade Master. Oh, the Blade Master. Dust of Appearance was used just a little bit earlier. There's FoCuS. FoCuS knows exactly what's going on right there. There's that Dust of Appearance revealing that Sentry Ward. And we're going to be looking at the units trying to fall back again. Snarecaster trying to take down that Ancient of War. Ancient of War, well, trying to retreat back here. We do see Thorn's Aura on the Keeper of the Grove to perhaps reflect back a little bit of damage on that Blade Master. Now, if Colorful knew he was going to go for Thorn's Aura and purposely gifted a Claws of Attack +5 to the Shadow Hunter to be re-gifted to the Blade Master while holding on to a Ring of Protection, that would be, well, some next level play if that Blade Master actually falls at the hands of Thorn's Aura. That would be, well, extremely funny as the Blade Master now trying to retreat back here. +17 damage on that Blade Master. Kodo Beast, bunch of units here. Shadow Hunter does have Serpent Wards. and is only sitting at level 2, not yet at level 3. Are we going to see a mana burn here? There's a Serpent Ward. There's a little bit of damage. In comes the units. Both sides are fighting Dryads trying to use that range. There goes an Ensnare. There's a mana burn. Again, Demon Hunter does have an invul potion. Is he going to use it again, as we're still trying to see some damage going around? All right, there's a quick Hex onto the Demon Hunter. Now invul potion there, trying to go after some of these targets. He needs to see some heals. Keeper of the Grove does have a Scroll of Healing, but that's about it, and does use the Scroll of Healing in time here. Blade Master could be in a little bit of trouble. Is he going to be able to get away? Trying to get away, down to 47 hit points. Demon Hunter chasing after, and now one more shot. Blade Master is about to fall, and he does get taken down. Meanwhile, back down to the southern side here, Shadow Hunter gets up to level 3. We're looking at the Dryads getting cleaned up. Demon Hunter is at level 4. 38 supply compared to 41. Who really lost in that fight? That is the question here, as, well, both sides, lost significant units. One thing to note, FoCuS is digesting one Dryad, so that is 36 supply essentially compared to 41, a 5 supply difference, as the Blade Master is now back out onto the battlefield. All right, we are still at Tree of Ages. We're getting an Ancient of Wonders now. We are getting up some improved reinforced hides, so better upgrades for those Dryads, as the Dryads are now sitting at 43 over 50 supply. And well, still digesting? Yep, still digesting one more Dryad there. Hungry Kodo, hungry once more. Keeper of the Grove sitting at level 2, picks up a Scroll of Healing. A Demon Hunter, perhaps he needs another invul potion. Oh, he does have another invul potion, just doesn't show up on the overlay just quite yet. High armor, and also reflects a little bit of damage back with that Thorns aura, which is important, especially if that Blade Master gets a lucky or unlucky critical strike. 46 supply compared to 46, as that Headhunter now makes its way forward. Are we going to see a potential creep jack here? And I believe we are. Here we go. There's a mana burn onto the Shadow Hunter, and well, quick to abolish magic. Demon Hunter trying to go after it right now. Are we going to see an invul potion there? Shadow Hunter stays alive ever so barely, and both sides are still fighting. All right, Demon Hunter could be in a lot of hurt right now. Going to be down to 400, 300 hit points, as he is trying to, well, perhaps try and get away. There's a lot of focus fire by those Headhunters, as well as new Dryads are showing up to the party. All right, Demon Hunter trying to come back around. Perhaps going to get some damage onto the Shadow Hunter from the back. He's going to finish it off. Yes, he does. Demon Hunter now down to 21 hit points, 16 hit points. And, well, Keeper of the Grove transfers the Scroll of Town Portal in time. Grunt gets taken down there. All right, so the Scroll of Town Portal in a very forward position. Only the Demon Hunter was carried back home, and the Demon Hunter now with a potion of healing, ready to venture forth again. All right, invul potion. Yeah, that Demon Hunter with nearly 16 armor. Well, ready to push across the map again. Level 4 Demon Hunter. Well, ready to take things down, as the Shadow Hunter could be in a little bit of trouble. All right, there's going to be a quick mana burn there. We're looking at some damage. Kodo Beast going to quickly get entangled, and with that entangle, well, going straight after the Headhunters instead of going after the Kodo Beast. The Kodo Beast actually represents more damage with that damage aura bonus. All right, are we going to see some, well, focus fire? There goes a Headhunter down now. Blade Master now trying to retreat back. Demon Hunter does have a potion of healing, does have immolation, still trying to fight its way through. There, gets ensnared again. We're looking at a Raider trying to dance after those Dryads. That is not going to work out well at all, as the Kodo Beast is trying to make its way over. All right, Kodo Beast, is it going to get poked down quickly? It is, and we're going to see the Kodo Beast get taken down once more. All right, no more Warsong Battle Drums. And with that, Keeper of the Grove still fighting its way through. FoCuS, are we going to see it? Oh, invul potion in time, trying to go after the units again, and the units are trying to fall back once more. Demon Hunter down to 77 hit points, and I don't know how many times, well, if the Keeper of the Grove just had a Staff of Preservation, could have saved the Demon Hunter from near death. We are looking at some fairly full Moonwells. They are still getting full here. More Dryads getting trained up by Colorful, not even bothering with, with Druids of the Claw at all, and that could put some undue pressure on all of these Moonwells here. You can see because of the Dryads and all of that damage, good micro by Colorful, he now has a Moonwell problem, as there are scrolls of healing, and no Invul Potion on the Keeper of the Grove. Perhaps the Goblin Merchant shop needs to buy it. All right, they're going to transfer the item and then perhaps buy an Invul Potion. Sometimes I can predict things. All right, Blade Master testing the waters. Shadow Hunter should be back out onto the battlefield, just hiding in the very far back. Dual Claws of Attack +5. Meanwhile, Blade Master has +18 damage, so that is going to be some impressive damage indeed. It is level 2 Entangle, and we do not have the reinforced defenses yet. That's going to be incredibly important, as Orc Burrows could get taken down quickly. There's a mana burn there. Are we going to see some repairs? And trying to put in the pressure. Dryads, only a range of 500. Remember, it's actually much shorter than the Archer. Well, it is actually much shorter, so that it could come into play here. We're waiting for the reinforced defenses. Demon Hunter trying to come back around. Are we going to see a little bit of damage? There we are. Onto that Blade Master. Blade Master getting entangled. Immolation now turning on. Demon Hunter down to 500 hit points. We're looking at some more damage here, and the Demon Hunter nearly surrounded. All right, so getting poked around a lot here. Units are still fighting its way through. Demon Hunter down to 300 hit points. Now going to be forced to back up. We're looking at that 1-2 upgraded Dryad being able to hold on barely, and Colorful is still pushing in pressure on the FoCuS. FoCuS trying to retreat back here. Some of these Serpent Wards should get taken down. Level 4 now on the Keeper of the Grove. Level 2 Thorns Aura. Reinforced defenses is now done, and trying to push pressure against all of this piercing damage with an army of Dryads. Well, just not going to work out well. Level 2 weapon upgrades nearly completed on the Dryad. So the Dryads are going to be 2-2 upgraded against this army of 0-0 upgraded Raiders. 20% damage increase by the on the Dryads, and also the Dryads taking 20% less damage because of that armor. Blade Master, well, gonna go at the shop. There's a Dust of Appearance. Oh, there's an Entangle. Blade Master may be forced to use an Invul Potion in order to get away, taking quite a bit of damage. Is he gonna take a little bit more? There's a little bit more slow. Keeper of the Grove gonna try and now forces the Invul Potion to be used. All right. Major setback here. Blade Master still currently revealed. Serpent Wards doing a little bit of poking from beyond the tree line, as the Demon Hunter, well, ready to dive in again. All right. Nearly 15 armor on that Demon Hunter, ready to push forward once more, nearing level 5. Keeper of the Grove as well. Well, level 2 Thorns Aura reflecting back some of that damage. Are we going to see the Demon Hunter take down this? Oh, no, just shy. 7 experience shy from getting to level 5 there. I believe there is actually 1 or 2 creeps here, and that may be just enough to get that Demon Hunter to level 5 here, and that would be actually a little bit funny there. Now having access to level 3 mana burn. No, level 3 immolation. All right, so level 3 immolation going to be the strategy instead, as the Raiders, if they try to surround that Demon Hunter, well, the Demon Hunter with that Invul Potion could really cause a large amount of damage to those Raiders if the Raiders try to take down this Demon Hunter here. Dryads making their way back down here, trying to get to level 5. Serpent Wards FoCuS trying to set up a good wall of units. And now we're going to be looking at, well, more damage onto those Serpent Wards again. Just trying to find positioning. Keeper of the Grove with just an easy entangle could cause some problems. There's Dust of Appearance, and there's going to be an entangle onto the Blade Master. Blade Master already suffering quite a bit of damage. Immolation already online, trying to go after those targets. Going to go after some of those Raiders instead. And the Demon Hunter is, well, dishing out quite a bit of damage. All right, Keeper of the Grove trying to back away. There's Immolation continuing to attack there. Blade Master trying to retreat back here. Demon Hunter getting, Dryad getting taken down. However, quad Serpent Wards could cause problems, as we're looking at the Serpent Wards here. Demon Hunter going straight after the Serpent Wards, and just a FoCuS firing down ward after ward after ward. suddenly the quintuple Serpent Ward completely gone, as the Demon Hunter still has an Invul Potion. There's a mana burn right there. Scroll of Healing used there, as the Demon Hunter could turn on an Invul Potion. Big critical strike coming back the other way. Raiders are getting taken down. There's another mana burn again, as the Demon Hunter could, well, have a little bit of problem. All right, Demon Hunter turning Immolation on again. Blade Master trying to retreat away. It's going to get taken down, and Invul Potion should be used here in just a moment. No, doesn't even need it, as FoCuS has left the game. Colorful coming away with the victory, getting that little bit of a hero level advantage on that Demon Hunter. Turns into the win right there. Final score 71,000 compared to 57. But Colorful just playing a strong game over FoCuS. And well, just going Mass Dryads. So Mass Dryads staying at tier 2 and just having thorns, or perhaps causing a bit of problems. Definitely the upgrades for those Dryads helped, and the fact that the Keeper of the Grove always had mana opened things up for that Keeper of the Grove to play his game, to slow down the pacing, to make hit and runs difficult, until Colorful was able to break through. Let me know what you guys thought about this game in the comments below.